In the forgotten corners of Raccoon City, there's a place where time seems to have been left behind. A hospital, long abandoned. Its halls now silent except for the echoes of memories. But these memories are far from benign. They are the ghosts of the past, reaching out to those who dare to step inside. The flickering lights of this dark, abandoned hospital cast long shadows across the hall. The air is thick with dust and silence. The muffled sounds of distant groaning and creaking metal echo throughout the desolate building, a haunting reminder of the horrors once contained within. In this place, the past lingers like a specter. As the writer and philosopher George Santayana once said, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. This quote reflects the importance of memory, history, and how ignoring or forgetting the past can lead to repeating its mistakes or horrors. In the flashback scenario, the hospital is not just a physical space, it is a symbol of the past, haunted by the memories of Umbrella's experiments and the tragedy that unfolded within its walls. The survivors who enter this hospital are not only navigating its physical dangers, but are also confronted with these lingering memories, twisted and distorted over time. The hospital's silence and the echoes of the past are like warnings, reminders of the dark history that can never truly be erased. Just as Satayana warns that ignoring the past leads to its repetition, the survivors are walking into a place where the past is not forgotten. The ghosts of those memories are very much alive, and the consequences of the hospital's dark history are still left in the present. Now we venture deep in the darkness of this forgotten hospital. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay with us on this chilling journey. The past is waiting, and the echoes of those memories may just catch up to us if we're not careful. Join me as we uncover the mysteries that have been buried here. Are you ready to face the ghosts of the past? Let's dive in. Before we delve into the events that led the survivors to this forsaken hospital, let's take a look at the steps that brought them here. In a desperate attempt to flee the dangers of the city, the survivors escape into the wilderness, believing that nature may offer them a brief reprieve. Their journey, however, proves to be anything but a peaceful retreat. Along the way, they stumble upon a secluded cabin deep within the forest. Here, they meet an unlikely ally, a reclusive man named Albert Lester. His offer of shelter seems innocent enough, and the survivors, with nowhere else to turn, accept his help. But Albert's presence, initially a beacon of hope, begins to feel like something more sinister, a harbinger of darker things yet to come. The line between ally and enemy is razor thin. The survivors must decide if they can trust this stranger, or if his knowledge of the forest is merely a ploy to trap them in yet another nightmare. Without no other options, the survivors put their trust in Albert and follow him deeper into the forest. The trees around them are thick and oppressive, the wind howling through the branches in a constant uneasy murmur. But soon Albert vanishes without a trace, leaving no warning, no explanation. One moment he's guiding them, and the next he's gone. The survivors, now left to fend for themselves, find themselves standing before a decaying hospital hidden deep within the forest. The hospital is eerie, its windows shattered, and its structure suffering from the years of neglect and forestation. Inside, the air is thick with mildew and the unmistakable sense of rot. The survivors' footsteps echo through the empty hallways, silence broken only by the occasional groan of metal and the distant creaking of the building that seems to breathe on its own. The deeper they venture, the more they feel a growing sense of dread. This place is alive. Its very walls haunted by the memories of things long past, but it's not just the building that threatens them. There's something far worse lurking in the shadows. One of the survivors, Alyssa Ashcroft, steps further into the hospital. Each step she takes echoes through the halls. Unbeknownst to her, she is being watched, her every move scrutinized. A soft distant sound of something scratching against the metal echoes from deep within the hospital, unsettling, almost as if the hospital is alive. Alyssa, no stranger to darkness, is an investigative journalist who spent years uncovering secrets others wanted buried. Years ago, she came to this very hospital, driven by rumors and disturbing reports of unethical experiments tied to Umbrella. Her investigation had uncovered terrifying truths about the horrors hidden here. But just as she was closing in on something huge, chaos erupted. And so, she presses forward with the other survivors, her resolve as strong as ever. But as they delve deeper into the hospital, more horrors are exposed to her. The hospital is alive, not just a place of horrors, it's a tomb of lost hope, a mausoleum of twisted experiments, and Alyssa's fate is now bound to it. What she finds here will change everything she thought she knew about herself, Umbrella, and humanity. As the survivors move through the hospital, they are confronted by a masked figure wielding a deadly axe. There's a sense of eerie familiarity, but no time to think as the axe-wielding figure relentlessly pursues them. Their lives are now in greater danger. As they press on, they uncover the truth of the hospital. Beneath the decaying walls lies a massive, throbbing plant, consuming the building. Its vines snake throughout the structure, pulsating with malevolent energy. The masked figure, later revealed to be Albert Lester, calls the plant Dorothy, a twisted reflection of his wife. Survivors are now forced to face this grotesque manifestation of Albert's madness. they must destroy the plant's throbbing, pulsating parts scattered throughout the hospital. Each strike brings them closer to Dorothy's core. The plant is more than just a physical obstacle. It is an embodiment of Albert's descent into madness in his futile obsession with saving his wife. The survivors fight valiantly, using every weapon at their disposal, but the battle is brutal and unrelenting. Finally, as they destroy the plant's core, a horrifying revelation unfolds. Dorothy, Albert's wife, emerges from the plant, her body mutated and deformed by the virus. She too has become a victim of Umbrella's cruel experiments. With the plant destroyed and Albert's twisted actions laid bare, the hospital begins to crumble. The survivors are forced to escape, the walls collapsing around them as they race for their lives. Albert unmasked, finding his wife's corpse crushed beneath the debris, a tragic irony that reflects the full extent of his destructive obsession. Alyssa and the survivors stumble away from the crumbling hospital, battered and broken. The weight of what they've witnessed hangs heavy in their hearts, the sounds of the hospital's collapse fading behind them. They survived, but there's no comfort in that. There's only the hollow echo of the lives lost, the horrifying legacy of the experiments uncovered, and the scars that will remain long after the physical dangers have passed. As they move forward, one haunting question lingers. How many others are out there, lost to the same darkness? The forest stretches endlessly before them, but the truth is inescapable. What they've seen is only a glimpse of a much larger nightmare, one that continues to unfold in Raccoon City. In the words of the poet T.S. Eliot, the greatest proof of our survival is not that we make it through, but we continue despite the brokenness. Eliot's words resonate with the survivors. They too are broken, shattered by the truths they've uncovered, yet they press on, not out of hope, but out of sheer necessity. They survive, not because they are invincible, but because survival is all they have left. And even though the path ahead of them is fraught with darkness, they must continue, just as the world around them continues to turn. If the horrors of the past and the shadows of Umbrella's twisted experiments left you with questions, then dive deeper. The survivors may have escaped the crumbling hospital, but they cannot escape the scars that remain. The world is not safe, and the horrors of the past are truly never buried. No matter how far they run, they always carry the weight of the truth. Because in the end, survival is not just about evading death, but learning to live with the darkness that haunts us all.